In at number 10, J-Station. With close to 6 million subscribers, J-Station has cultivated a massive audience over the years of people that love to get scared. Now, clearly all of his videos are pre-planned, but that really didn't seem to matter to them. At one point in time, people really did love his content. Although as time went on, he never really grew with his viewers. The thumbnails had more clickbait and the titles were bizarre, and not too long ago, he actually faked the death of his girlfriend. Well, ex-girlfriend, I guess. Oddly enough, they had just started a channel together, but for whatever reason, he coerced her into making a video to fake her own death. People honestly had no idea if he was telling the truth or not until she made a video exposing him and his manipulation. It would have been bad enough had he just made that video, but then he monetized a video about her resurrection, which was just bizarre. It was all very, very weird, and from that, he kind of lost a ton of subscribers. And then just said, see you later. In at number 9, Jake Paul. Whether or not you have ever enjoyed Jake Paul's content, he certainly has built an impressive fan base over the years simply by acting like a maniac. He has garnered over 20 million subscribers on YouTube, most of which truly love the content that he's posted over the years, and Jake already had some people kind of beginning to hate him when he started trying to sell this gambling service called Mystery Box to his younger fans. But the straw that really broke the camel's back came when he decided to do some filming in Arizona. During the riots that took place in multiple areas around the city, Jake found himself on camera being handed a bottle of vodka that was stolen from a P.F. Chang's. Following that, he was arrested for unlawful assembly and trespassing after multiple eyewitness accounts notified the police. Now, if he was still a truly beloved YouTuber, do you really think that people would call the cops on him? I don't think so. I mean, clearly people didn't like that he was even in their vicinity, and getting him arrested was proof that he is now officially hated. In at number 8, Danielle Cohn. At 15 years old, Danielle was coming for all of the views when she posted a series of videos showcasing that she was both pregnant and getting married. Although it wasn't long until her mother pulled a Tekashi 6ix9ine and ratted her out to BuzzFeed. Danielle's mother said that her daughter's wedding was fake and meant to be clickbait, but she did not comment on the pregnancy, so there was still that too. Later on, as the controversy developed and her views just kept going up, Danielle admitted that the entire thing was manufactured, for which her fans deemed extremely irresponsible. Especially considering she has a younger base of followers, this behavior should be called out. In at number 7, the Ace family. The Ace family has just over 18 million subscribers and have become very well known for the pranks that they would play on each other. After taking part in online challenges and overall blogging their day-to-day life, people really started to love them. Although this family-friendly channel came under fire after the head of the family, Austin McBroom, started acting not so family friendly. Austin's first point of backlash has to be when he took his wife's 5-year-old sister into, let's say, an erotic store, and then he filmed himself buying a phallic lollipop for her. Almost every person was disgusted by this, and their subscribers definitely took a hit. Although by far the thing that got him the most backlash was when he posted to Twitter saying, "Some of y'all are ungrateful for free content. Some of y'all should be charged every time you watch someone's video. I don't know why y'all think it's just so easy to make videos every day or every other day. If it was so easy, everyone including yourself would be doing it." This was met with fire and brimstone on Twitter, and people ripped him up and down for this statement. He later removed the tweet, but luckily someone had a screenshot. In at number 6, RiceGum. His first popular video, RiceGum criticized young social media stars who made their name on the app Musical.ly. He called out the app's biggest stars for the behavior in their Musical.ly videos, which he thought was inappropriate for their ages. This kind of stirring up drama with other YouTubers is what made people attracted to his content. Along with that, his videos range from diss tracks with whack bars to overly sexualized thumbnails, all leading to his annoying mouth firing off about practically nothing. His mystery box scandal that immediately felt fake to anyone that's at an age of critical thinking is most likely what led him to getting the most hate though. None of his audience members had a problem with him stirring up beef with other YouTubers because they are in a position of power. Although when you promote a gambling service to underage viewers and accept the checks without looking into the details, that just comes off as evil, dude. Instead of taking full responsibility for what he had done, RiceGum leans into the claims made against him. He proceeds to shift blame and snitches on other YouTubers who have made similar videos asking for them to be called out instead. When does that ever work? Never. The answer is never. In at number 5, Tana Mongeau. Tana Mongeau, as I like to call her, has over 5 million subscribers and truthfully only has that by being close to uber controversial Jake Paul. But you already knew that. When I spoke with the rest of the office, they mutually agreed that just the fact that her YouTube page said her name was Tana Paul, it was enough to call her up for being hated now. Even James Charles can't stand her, which is odd because they seem like they would be two peas in a pod. Tana reportedly once showed up 3 hours late for a film shoot with James and then throughout the entire video did nothing but cause disaster. Upon even searching her name, name next to the word hated, I found several cut together clips all with the same title. Okay, Tana annoying insert influencer name for 2 minutes straight. So it's almost like she found a niche in the market of annoying people on YouTube professionally. Plus, you know, there was that whole fake wedding fight stunt that she and Jake pulled off, and they even charged their viewers anywhere from $50 to $75 just to watch it. And at number 4, Lily Singh. Her channel has garnered nearly 15 million subscribers and her tagline is comedy, inspiration, good vibes. Well, if that were the case, then why do we only get bad vibes from this now hated YouTuber? Many fans of Lily were with her in her early days, but as they began to grow up, they soon realized that Lily wasn't evolving with them. A lot of her common complaints are that her content has become rather stale. Combine that with a more arrogant attitude now that she has a late night show, and you begin to have fans starting to jump ship. No one likes watching someone that feels ungrateful for what they have, and even worse, no one likes watching her deliver those hacky, tired monologue jokes on Late Night with Lily Singh. Plus, her mom and dad character should have been retired early on in her career. It feels like more of the same thing whenever you cringe watch her videos. And at number 3, Trisha Paytas. Born in California, Trisha was raised in Illinois before returning to Los Angeles, where she began stripping and acting on the side. She primarily worked as an extra and appeared in a number of different music videos for artists including Eminem and Amy Winehouse. Her YouTube account was a lifestyle vlogging channel, but this is where she got herself into some serious hot water. Her videos are an annoying combination of being bizarre and boring all at the same time. She has repeated meltdowns in videos that she deems worthy of uploading and has a shrill voice to top it all off. A moment we should never forget was the evidence brought forward by YouTuber Nikita Avocado that plopped Trisha into the pathological liar category. What's more annoying is how Trisha handled the whole situation. Nikita had legit messages from Trisha saying that she wanted to collab with him, only for her to turn around and make several videos where she actually made fun of this fellow YouTuber. She also made fun of his weight, which is ironic because she more than anyone understands the psychological damage that they can have on a person. And as a result, she lost a lot of followers. And at number 2, Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star Cosmetics Company has brought in hundreds of millions of dollars, and according to Forbes, he is now the most powerful figure in the industry. Star first rose to fame when his makeup vlogs on YouTube became popular, and from there he went on to launch his own cosmetics line. Before that though, he was a modestly successful MySpace musician. However, now that he is intertwined with all of the drama happening in the beauty community, he is being bombarded with hate. Cameron Lester called him and Shane Dawson out for using him as their token black friend for their videos, and from there it just kinda got worse. Their troublesome friendship really came about when Shane wanted to document Starr in what would be called the beautiful world of Jeffree Star. Following Cameron's video, Jeffree left him a voicemail and denied his allegations against him. The voicemail was leaked to drama channels and contributed to the negative wave that would soon erupt after Shane acknowledged the rumors about his role in the feud between Charles, Westbrook, and Starr. Last but certainly not least, in our number 1 spot, Shane Dawson. Shane was one of the first people on YouTube that garnered popularity, and he has managed to continually grow that audience over the years. In 2008, when Dawson was 19 years old, he joined YouTube and began making videos. He rose to fame on the site, garnering over 500 million views by 2010. Although now those old comedy sketch videos have come back to bite him. Aside from all the drama that he has gotten involved with in the beauty community, he certainly has his own controversial issues. It's crazy how fast he went from being one of the most loved YouTubers to now one of the most hated. There is so many things that he's done, from blackface to some very inappropriate comments, and now the ever so popular video of him with Willow. In at number 10, Reset. Although the original incident took place in 2017, a court ruled that Reset's YouTube channel and all other social media accounts must be shut down for 5 years. So we have 2 years left that will be Reset free. This Spanish YouTuber thought it would be hilarious to film himself handing a homeless man an Oreo filled with toothpaste. This resulted in a $22,300 fine, and a Barcelona court found him guilty of violating the moral integrity of his prank victim. Along with that fine was a sentence of 15 months in prison. Although this may just be a tactic to make his socials going down seem like the better punishment. When asked later on why he did this stunt, Reset said that he did it because he thought the homeless man needed his teeth cleaned. The sentence does seem harsh, but the judge explained during his hearing that this was not an isolated act. He was known for pulling off obscene pranks and just finally got caught. In at number 9, Liza Koshy. After a video of her using a mock Asian accent resurfaced, YouTuber Liza Koshy took to Instagram to apologize. And then another clip included footage of Koshy actually pretending to speak Japanese. Her last video was one simply titled, "I am so sorry," story, and the video is simply a recording of her apology letter as the cursor blinks on the final words. In the letter she writes, "What I once thought of as innocent jokes were actually tainted with implicit bias, and what might have been intended as playful was actually to some incredibly painful, and for that I am sorry." One of these videos in question was originally posted back in 2016 and includes Koshy putting on an Asian accent while tasting candy from Japan and Hawaii, although she wasn't alone for this one. In that video was her fellow YouTuber and at the time boyfriend David Dobrik. Speaking of David Dobrik, in at number 8, David Dobrik. There have been many things that led to the destruction of David Dobrik's career. One of those was the lockdowns in LA that immediately stunted what he was really able to do with his high-octane vlog videos. I mean, on top of that, he was under fire for sporadically pretending to speak in Japanese as a joke while picking through the snacks with Liza. He also began pretending to read the packages at one point, saying, "It's not racist, that's like the sounds I hear when they talk." And after he makes that comment about how his actions are not racist, Koshy then replies with, "No, it's not racist as long as I keep saying no." So throughout both videos, she continues to say no every time Dobrik mocks speaking Japanese, which obviously doesn't stop it from coming off as racist, and he got the full brunt of the internet on that one. In at number 7, Tana Mongeau. In 2019, Tana was taking home the Creator of the Year award, and by 2020, her career just kind of started to hit a rough patch, let's say. Just recently, she was called out by her former friend Colleen Ballinger for her past racist comments and microaggressions. The pair had collaborated on Tana's channel called Trash before he became independent, although while working for Tana, he recalled her exhibiting racist behavior and mistreating him. They especially clashed over her usage of the N-word and Colleen's feelings towards it. Tana, however, always responded that she believed the word meant friend. In response to Colleen making his video exposing Tana, she took to Twitter to respond. Tana tweeted, "First, I'd like to apologize to Colleen directly for my silence. There are no excuses. I should have talked and listened to you. Instead, I have been trying to find the words to address this and apologize in a way that won't further hurt anyone, and educate myself on how to. Don't know if this will be enough to save her subscriber account, but it's a start." In at number 6, Jake Paul. Jake Paul's ex Alyssa Violet started an online war of words between Jake and her new boyfriend at the time, Face Banks. To get back at both Banks and Alyssa, Jake fabricated a story in a video where he called Banks out for assaulting his assistant at a club in LA called Warwick. Now Face quickly dropped the Uno reverse card, if you will, and he sued the Team 10 for defamation of character. This ultimately resulted in Jake losing over 60,000 subscribers, with FaZe gaining 200,000 plus. And recently he got himself involved in even deeper trouble that most definitely dealt a hefty strike to his fanbase. Jake was caught red-handed holding a bottle of stolen liquor from a PF Chang's and then was arrested for criminal trespass and unlawful assembly. It's certainly going to be difficult for him to pull his numbers back up after all of that. And that weird motivational business thing he had people subscribing for. No. In at number 5, Jenna Marbles. Jenna had been on YouTube for a very long time, and after multiple videos of hers had blown up, she began garnering like millions of subscribers, 20 million to be more precise. Although in a video titled "A Message," Jenna addressed the controversy of her older content. She apologized for the video that she made impersonating Nicki Minaj in 2011, where she donned blackface, and went on to say, in response to the outcry on the internet to have her canceled, Jenna archived the old videos and announced that she would be stepping away from the channel. She said that she doesn't know if it's forever, but she wants to make sure that the things that she's putting out in the world are at least not hurting anyone. In at number 4, Colleen Ballinger. Colleen has said before that she has always tried to directly engage with her fans, and due to the nature of how open she is about her life, sometimes she shares too many intimate details with them. Due to her cultivating this very young audience and naming a fan as the head of her fan club, Colleen started being accused of grooming a child. The claim comes after Ballinger gave away lingerie during a live stream that she had purchased but never worn. Colleen went on to explain that when taken out of context, she understands why this would make her look like a terrible person. With no context, you just see a 30-year-old sending underwear to a 13-year-old fan, and it's very inappropriate, but as Colleen stated in her video, it was just part of the many strange things that she had been sending to her fans. While addressing that in particular, Colleen said that she doesn't know what she was thinking at the time and realizes just how awful this was to do, which kind of just goes to show you how much her Miranda Singh's character had affected her real life and the decisions she was making at the time. But that story definitely gave her career a big hit. big hit. And number 3, Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star has always been considered a controversial figure, if you will, but when he took over the world of cosmetics, the stakes were even higher. Although he has had plenty of feuds in the past, it was his beef with Laura Lee that became the most traumatic. To make matters worse for his career, Star wore cornrows for one of his Jeffree Star cosmetics campaigns, I guess, and the general public was less than amused. Not too long after that, fellow YouTuber Thomas Halbert made a video about racism in the beauty community and kind of alluded to Star's involvement without directly mentioning his name. Jeffree then responded with text messages that he believed would clear his name, even though it wasn't mentioned, but in return, Thomas exposed Starr for blackmailing his friends, which just completely flipped the table and made it a whole new conversation about the kind of dirt that Jeffree had on people. And apparently, allegedly, he had actually made a compilation video of YouTubers being problematic behind the scenes and would threaten to expose them if things didn't go his way. Allegedly. In number 2, Shane Dawson. I'm sorry for dragging these people through the mud repeatedly, but if Shane doesn't fit this list, then I don't know who does. Shane had quite the blow up recently that led to the demise of his career on YouTube and in the world of cosmetics. After partnering up with Jeffree Star for what was meant to be another one of his documentary vlogs, the two started causing trouble together. They manipulated Tati Westbrook into fighting with James Charles and then played the victim when people found out. Then on top of that, tons of Shane's older content had come back to bite him right when all of this beauty drama started. If you want to watch a full top 10 of everything that he did that led to the end of his career, definitely check out our list of the top 10 times Shane Dawson went too far. Last, but most certainly least in our number 1 spot, Vitali. Vitali, this guy has always been a bit wild, and he finally got what was coming. This Russian-American YouTuber star is well known for his prank videos and wild public stunts. He has garnered over 10 million subscribers who tune in for his sometimes raunchy, sometimes dangerous content. Just a couple of years ago, he was arrested in Egypt for ignoring laws and scaling one of their pyramids. Recently, he was arrested in Miami after he allegedly attacked an unsuspecting woman who was just out jogging. According to the police report, Vitali hopped out of his car and jumped in front of the woman with his arms open. He then tackled her to the ground, straddled her, and punched the woman with closed fists in the face and chest numerous times while she screamed for help. Luckily, there were actually people in the area who immediately notified the police, which caused Vitali to stop the assault. Per the victim's report, she was left with a 2-inch laceration above her right eye that required stitches. She also notified the police that she had never even met the YouTube star, nor did she even know who he was prior to the attack. Bye-bye, Vitali. Bye-bye.
In its 10th, FouseyTube. Oh, FouseyTube, what a fall from grace this star had. In his heyday, Fousey was a YouTuber best known as a rapper, vlogger, comedian, and YouTube personality. He rose to fame by making numerous prank videos. However, as any YouTuber will know, if you keep feeding audiences the same thing, they will quickly grow bored of it. And that's what happened with Fousey. His videos became predictable and monotonous, and soon people began to suspect that his pranks were fake, with the star hiring professional actors for a handful of his videos. As a result of this, the star began to lose his following, with people regarding his channel as lame. Things went from bad to worse, however, when Fousey had a very public breakdown, gave away his channel, created his own YouTube event, and then topped a car and gave a cringe-worthy speech. Bad times for Fousey. Coming in at 9, Keemstar. Keemstar's YouTube channel, Drama Alert, is at a very comfortable 5.49 million subscribers, not too shabby. Seems like nothing can stop the social media news outlet. However, for a brief period, something did. If you're going to dabble in journalism or report on the news, you better get your facts straight. Keemstar was outraged to learn of a pedophile named John Phillips, who had preyed on a he met while playing online video games. Keem was positive that he had found the man's online secret identity. However, he hadn't. Instead, he found a 62-year-old man named Tony, who for all intents and purposes was completely innocent. However, Keem and his fans went after Tony relentlessly on his Twitch account, even bringing the grown man to tears. Once Keem discovered it was in fact the wrong man, he issued an apology to Tony, who seemed willing to forgive and forget. However, we haven't moved on that quickly. Shameful.
I feel horrible. Horrible is the best word for it. I feel horrible.
Coming in at 8, Patrick Starrr. Patrick Starrr is an incredibly passionate makeup artist who at one point in time was one of the most prevalent faces of YouTube. In his prime he had around 3 million subscribers, which dropped drastically when he uploaded a curly afro hairdo on his Instagram that was inspired by the chic wedding look for Solange. As you would expect, fans did not take kindly to the star representing the look as a costume, with some stating that this was their identity and that his attempt to look black was objectifying their culture. Following the incident, Starrr immediately issued an apology for which he stated that the hairstyle was not meant to demean any culture, but that he was celebrating the beautiful hairstyle and was not attempting to look black. Coming in at 7, Logan Paul. Logan Paul is notoriously known for his unusual videos full of crazy stunts and oftentimes crossing the line in the process. However, he well and truly destroyed his reputation when he uploaded a video of himself and a group of friends in the Japanese forest, with the video showcasing a man hanging from a tree. Not only did Logan Paul upload the video, but he laughed upon seeing the body of the man, even cracking jokes in the process. This of course led him to facing condemnation by prevention advocates, celebrities, and of course a whole load of his fans. Following the incident, the star released an apology video which was sadly short-lived, because not long after, Logan Paul uploaded yet another video which showcased him tasering a rat. It was so disturbing that YouTube suspended his ad revenue, which at the time was his main source of income.
None of us knew how to react or how to feel. I should have never posted the video. I should have put the cameras down.
Coming in at 6, Anthony Fantano. At one point in time, Anthony Fantano was one of YouTube's music video pioneers, with the star garnering over 2 million subscribers during the height of his fame. The YouTuber rose to popularity by doing numerous reviews on new and old music videos, and it worked for him for a while. However, back in October 2017, Fader published an article which stated that Anthony had a second channel called That Is The Plan, a channel where he used 4chan slang and targeted feminists. Not to mention he targeted black musicians, most of whom were treated as a punchline for a lot of his jokes. In turn, this resulted in venues dropping him from a handful of shows he was set to perform, with the star going on to lose around 400,000 subscribers.
What's up, my React bros? Rethany Actano here, the internet's most reactionary internet man, YouTube man. And isn't my dental game on fleek?
Coming in at number 5, Bashurverse. Bashurverse, also known as Brandon Usher, was once infamous among gamers in the YouTube community. He rose to fame via his channel Bashurverse, where he covered gaming content such as Minecraft. He collaborated with a handful of other successful gamers and even garnered thousands of subscribers in the process. However, in 2017 he seemingly disappeared off the face of the earth, deleted his social media, and even his YouTube channel. So what exactly happened? Well, as per several online forums, there were rumors circulating that the YouTuber had younger when he was 23 years old. This in turn led to Brandon facing depression and thoughts, resulting in him neglecting the platform.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm done. Like, I'm so freaking tired of it. I'm like going absolutely freaking mad.
In at 4, Tana Mongeau. Tana Mongeau and her storytime videos hit an all-time low a few years back after the star was pointed out for promoting racial slurs. She had reportedly used the N-word numerous times in her vlogs and videos, as well as other racial slurs. Now this all began when she targeted fellow YouTuber iDubbbz and called him out for using the N-word. So in retaliation, iDubbbz also did a compilation video showing Tana using the N-word in several videos. He even turned up to one of her events, posed for a picture with the star and said, 3, 2, 1, N-word. Yikes. Not to mention, since that incident she went on to marry Jake Paul as a publicity stunt, hosted her own event called TanaCon, which failed, and is generally a terrible human being. Coming in at 3, Syndicate. As any viewer will know, many YouTubers use their accounts to promote products. However, when popular Counter-Strike vloggers Trevor Martin and Tom Castle talked up the only gambling venture, CSGO Lotto, with their viewers, they forgot one thing: that they owned the site. Yes, they failed to inform their fans that they owned the gambling site that their fans were throwing money at, with the stars in turn collecting all the wealth. The incident didn't sit well with fans, with it also triggering FTC's first ever investigation of social media influencers.
Now here's a video by Syndicate entitled Winning big. Money, 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 exclamation, exclamation. Woo woo! Kids, come on. Anyone can play of any age.
And finally, coming in at number 1, Marina Joyce. The biggest problem with YouTube vloggers is that fans don't just watch them. No, they feel like they know them. So when a large group of the 1.5 million subscribers of Marina Joyce's channel began to notice some peculiar changes in her disposition and environment, they went on high alert. Joyce's typically upbeat videos took on a much darker tone in July 2016, with fans quick to spot some bizarre things in her videos, even a gun at one point. During a video where she asked fans for date night tips, she also appeared to whisper, "Help me." Of course, fans were hysterical and began the hashtag #SaveMarinaJoyce, with many believing she was being abused or had even been kidnapped by. In the end though, police visited her home and found nothing to be wrong, with many calling publicity stunt on the entire thing.
Hey guys, so today I'm advertising Style You and I'm advertising their clothes. So this is me just advertising their clothes and this is the dress that I'm wearing.
Coming in at 10, Sam Pepper. Oh, Sam Pepper, what hasn't this former YouTuber done? Over the years, the internet star has had a slew of controversies attached to his name. In 2014, Sam posted a video prank of him unsuspectingly pinching the butts of women. This of course led to fans lashing out at the star, claiming that the video promoted sexual assault. Following the video, a lot of sexual complaints were getting lodged against Pepper, who was then targeted by his fans. The star was ultimately forced to leave YouTube for a while and even cancelled major events including Playlist Live. To make matters worse, he then made another video where he pranked one of his friends by making him believe his best friend had died. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from death. Coming in at 9, JonTron. As most who are on the internet will know, sometimes it's best to stay in your lane and not dabble in politics because you will upset people in the process. I should know, because I have upset people on the internet. YouTube star JonTron found this out the hard way in 2017 when he decided to show his support for Steve King, a US representative from Iowa. King was incredibly controversial, having tweeted support for far-right Dutch politician Geert Wilders. I quote, "Wilders understands that culture and demographics are our destiny. We can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies." The YouTuber went on to stress his beliefs in a live stream, revealing what Polygon described as, I quote, "wide-ranging right-wing sympathies that appear to have blindsided many of his viewers, some of whom have withdrawn their YouTube subscriptions." The YouTuber lost around 10,000 subs in the aftermath, with his career unlikely to recover from the incident. Coming in at 8, Anthony Fantano. At one point in time, Anthony Fantano was one of YouTube's platform pioneers as far as YouTube music critics go. His YouTube channel The Needle Drop was massively successful. However, one decision ultimately led to his fall from grace. Fantano launched a spin-off channel named That Is The Plan, a place for him to upload his own covers of songs and discuss things outside of music. Although his second channel wasn't particularly well known, it did make headlines back in 2017 when The Fader published an article that accused him of expressing dangerous views on it. I quote, "His vocabulary took on a screechy 4chan friendly slant. He raged against social justice warriors and feminists, and in video after video treated black musicians as a punchline." In the wake of the article, several venues abruptly cancelled a series of live shows that Fantano planned, resulting in the YouTuber deleting his channel and losing around 400,000 subs. Coming in at 7, Toby Turner. Remember Toby Turner? He had around 15 million subscribers and was incredibly funny. However, like the rest of our list, he had an epic fall from grace. Back in 2016, he was accused by ex-girlfriend April Fletcher on charges of and mental abuse. He of course denied the claims, describing them as a sham. However, April then posted details of the abuse by Toby on Tumblr, which led to fans distancing themselves from the star. Following the incident, he attempted to get back onto YouTube, however at that point all of his fans were gone. Coming in at 6, Laura Lee. Now as most will know, going up against Jeffree Star is a killer to your career. It won't end well, and that is exactly what happened with Laura Lee. Some of Jeffree's fans unearthed some offensive tweets from Lee's past in which she insulted both African and Asian people with racial slurs. According to Cosmopolitan, one of the deleted tweets read, I quote, "Tip for all black people. If you pull your pants up, you can run from the police faster." Yikes. Her tweet was enough to get the YouTuber cancelled, but she ended up making things 10 times worse for herself when she uploaded an apology video, which was widely mocked. Following the incident, the star lost a whopping 240,000 subs in a single week after she attempted to explain herself in a video which was completely disingenuous. There were even fake tears. It was iconic. Coming in at 5, Rawvana. Rawvana is a vegan vlogger who sells vegan diet plans on her personal website, the 21-Day Raw Challenge. In her prime, she had around 2.5 million subscribers across her English and Spanish channels. However, her empire came crashing down in 2019 when she was exposed as a fraud. So here's what went down. The YouTuber decided to order fish at a restaurant and was outed by a fellow influencer. The star was in Bali at the time, which she described as a plant-based paradise. However, that quickly backfired on her when another vlogger she was with began filming her in a restaurant. Paula Galindo turned the camera on Mendoza, who quickly tried to hide what she was eating, but it was too late. We all saw the fish on her plate. Fans were of course outraged, dubbing the YouTuber Fishvana, and just like that, her reputation was ruined. Coming in at 4, Pro Jared. Pro Jared is a YouTube gamer who lost thousands of subscribers back in 2019 after his wife accused him of cheating. According to his wife, Pro Jared had an affair with fellow YouTube gamer Holly Conrad. I quote, "My husband has been Holly Conrad behind my back for months. I have proof." Explicit conversations and photographs of their relationship, which he extensively lied to me about on many occasions. He was promising me that he was committed to our relationship at the time and promising her he was breaking up with me. The moment Pro Jared's wife tweeted these remarks, the gamer lost over 100,000 subs in one day. Following the claims made by Pro Jared's wife, some fans came forward claiming the YouTuber had solicited nude photos from them, with the gamer admitting that he had exchanged photos with consenting adults on occasion, and apologized. I quote, "What I was doing was not predatory, but it was unhealthy." Coming in at 3, PewDiePie. PewDiePie has been a controversial figure throughout a lot of the YouTube career, while somehow still maintaining being the highest subbed YouTuber in history. He's one of the most popular accounts, with the Swedish-born vlogger doing let's plays and commentary videos on his page. However, things took a turn in 2017 when he was playing against an opponent in Battleground in a livestream and used the N-word. This led fans to attack the star in the comment section, with Pewds in turn losing thousands and thousands of subs. He immediately posted a public apology, blaming his actions on the heat of the moment. I mean, we've all been in the heat of the moment. I've never said that word. However, that doesn't forgive the time he also paid 2 men on Fiverr to hold up a sign that read, "Kill all Juice." Again, he apologized, but maybe just don't do it in the first place. Coming in at 2, Zoella. Zoe Sugg, best known as Zoella on YouTube, has been one of the top dogs for years, making her start back in 2009 around the same time as PewDiePie, and quickly rose to fame, garnering millions of subs on all of her channels. However, her name was dragged through the dirt after she made a terrible decision back in 2017. She released a branded advent calendar that cost £50 which is around $62. However, the gifts behind the doors weren't worthy of the hefty cost. The calendar included a packet of confetti and a star-shaped cookie cutter. Again, this calendar cost £50, which is ridiculous. Now, although her subscriber count has remained high, Zoella hasn't uploaded a video to her main channel in over a year, with a lot of longtime fans distancing themselves from the beauty guru. And finally, coming in at number 1, James Charles. Makeup blogger James Charles lost a record number of subscribers back in 2019 after a very public feud with his friend and mentor Tati Westbrook. Westbrook cut ties with Charles before accusing him of attempting to manipulate straight men and selling her out for Coachella VIP passes, and then began the hashtag on Twitter, James Charles is cancelled, which ended up trending worldwide, with the YouTuber losing a whopping 2 million subscribers in 3 days. Charles stated, I quote, "I'm so disappointed in myself that I ruined a relationship that did mean so much to me, even if I didn't do the best job of showing it at the time. What sucks the most is that I know there is nothing I can say or do to ever earn that friendship or trust back." He then disappeared from social media for a while before returning and angering fans again when he uploaded himself singing along to a song and saying the N-word. Bad. So bad. Just leave and never come back. Coming in at 10, Nicole Arbour. There are plenty of comedians who have used the YouTube platform to further their careers, and for a period of time Nicole Arbour appeared to be one of those people. She was on the rise thanks to her savage and incredibly blunt humour. However, thanks to one video back in 2015, that all quickly came crashing down. She uploaded a rant video to her channel called Dear Fat People that many were quick to call unfunny and rude. In the video, Arbour lashed out at overweight people, which came across as fat shaming than anything. The YouTuber attempted to defend herself by saying it was supposed to be funny and meant to motivate people to lose weight.
And I watch him on stage and everyone's laughing and I'm like, that mother means that.
However, that's not how it came across, and thanks to that video, her career has been on the decline, and let's never forget it. Coming in at 8, Sam and Nia. During a period of time, Sam and Nia were massive YouTube stars who documented their daily lives and uploaded adorable videos of the pair singing along to Frozen. We followed their journey, the ins and outs of marriage, raising their young children, and then of course the reveal that Nia was once again pregnant. In 2015, they posted a video in which Sam surprised Nia by telling her she was pregnant after he secretly used some pee left in the toilet on a pregnancy test. Because that happened. It was the perfect reversal of the usual reveal videos, so the video of course went viral. But as any sane person would, folks doubted the legitimacy of the entire pregnancy. And then lo and behold, 3 days later, the couple uploaded another video, much more somber this time, in which they revealed Nia had miscarried. In turn, many were quick to call fake on the entire thing, and still to this day people believe they faked the entire thing for views. Thankfully, everyone has moved on from the couple, who still upload daily videos but aren't nearly as popular as they used to be. In at number 7, Jason Sampson and Veronica Rose. These two YouTubers ended their own careers when they were accused of cultural appropriation back in 2017. Sampson uploaded a photo of himself and Rose rocking blue and pink locks with the caption, "2 years of cultural appropriation." This of course led to huge backlash against the YouTube stars, with fans accusing them of being racist. However, Sampson, instead of apologizing, said that getting offended for wearing locks is a silly thing to be mad about. On top of that, the couple also refused to accept that black people are stigmatized for flaunting locks. This in turn resulted in fans distancing themselves from the couple and moving on. Coming in at number 6, Gabbie Hanna. Last year, a convoluted drama enveloped several big YouTube stars, including Gabbie Hanna and Trisha Paytas. The drama all began when Gabbie Hanna asked her Instagram followers if it was wrong to tell a friend that the person they were in a sexual relationship with had an incurable STD. Now, she didn't name names, but Trisha Paytas then uploaded a video that explained it was about herself. She uploaded a video titled "Why I Don't Trust Gabbie Hanna." In the video, Paytas said that Hanna had previously texted Trisha's boyfriend Jason Nash and told him that she had herpes. However, Trisha states that she had never had herpes. On top of this drama, a new scandal emerged thanks to a fan on Twitter who stated, I quote, "I think a lot of people forget or don't know that Gabbie Hanna chose a over her then best friend, who was the victim." Yikes, honestly, the scandal goes on and on, with more parties becoming involved. However, at the end of the day, it looks bad on Gabbie, who needs to realize we just don't care about her anymore. And she should also not be siding with. End of story. Coming in at 4, Fred. During the early years of YouTube, Fred was a hugely popular star that was on top of the YouTube game, at one point even being the most popular channel on the platform. He uploaded videos as the character Fred with his signature high-pitched voice, and thanks to his success it led to some crazy opportunities. He had his own movie and TV show on Nickelodeon. However, as Fred was finding success in other areas, his YouTube channel quickly began to die. Fred has now become so irrelevant that some younger viewers have no idea who he even is. And they should count their blessings, because I know who he is and I wish I didn't. Coming in at 3, Shay Carl. Shay Carl is considered to be one of the OG YouTubers, as he was one of the first to really begin the family vlogging trend. He's been on the platform for over 10 years, however Shay has been involved in some pretty serious controversies in the process, which ultimately led him to abandoning the platform completely for a period of time. Shay was exposed on Twitter by Camgirl when she posted DMs between the two, revealing that Shay was saying pretty vulgar stuff to her, even though he had a wife and a family. Since all of this went down, Shay has deactivated his Twitter and stopped posting regularly on YouTube. However, longtime fans have already moved on from the former star. Coming in at 2, Lily Singh. Lily Singh is a Canadian YouTuber known as Superwoman. She began making videos back in 2010 and quickly garnered a large following of devoted fans. By 2017, she was ranked 10th on the Forbes list of the world's highest paid YouTube stars, earning a reported 10.5 million, and as of 2019 she had around 14 million subscribers on her channel. However, also in 2019, Singh became the first YouTube star to have her own talk show called A Little Late with Lily Singh. But sadly, the show was a flop and seemed more of a parody than a legitimate show. Not to mention, she has been very open about her sexuality, but not in the most positive ways. For instance, she delivered an opening monologue just the other day, where she said she fears walking down the street with a woman, but then she remembers that she's famous. Lovely, does that mean all non-famous people should live in fear? That's what she's saying. Not the best message to put out there to a large following. Now, the show currently doesn't have any more scheduled tapings, which has led some to assume the show has been cancelled. And finally, coming in at number 1, Zoella. Zoe Sugg, most commonly known as Zoella, is a YouTuber, vlogger, businesswoman and author who has been shrouded in controversy since the beginning of her career. In December 2014, Sugg was criticized for filming while driving, with a member of the police even stating, "She could have killed someone. How can anyone who has their eyes off the road for that amount of time be in complete control of a vehicle?" However, the biggest controversy came when she released a Christmas calendar. In November 2017, Zoe released a 12-door, £50 advent calendar, with the biggest criticism focusing on the extortionate price and poor quality of the gifts inside. The calendar contained items such as a pack of confetti, stickers, and even a cookie cutter. Then, like many YouTubers, some old tweets came back to bite her in the ass. In November 2017, following controversy surrounding posts she had made on social media between 2009 and 2012, mocking gay people and chaps, Sugg responded claiming the tweets had been taken out of context and wrote, "I'm sorry if I have offended anyone. That was not my intention. Apologize all you want. We no longer care. Don't even know who you are."
And at number 10, we have David Dobrik. Starting off this list, we have the most obvious person, David Dobrik. David Dobrik might be finished now that he's being accused of perpetuating a toxic environment and even facilitating the SA of a girl bi vlog squad member, Durte Dom. Over the span of his cancellation, tons of clips have resurfaced showing David being racist and homophobic. He's also made his friends do terrible stunts that have landed them in the hospital. Currently, tons of sponsors have dropped David, including SeatGeek, who helped him give away free cards to most of his friends. As well, his monetization has been stripped from his YouTube channel. In his last apology, he said he would be taking a few months off social media, and I guess only time will tell if he's welcomed back. In at number 9, James Charles. James Charles has had lingering backlash after he was exposed for sending lewd photos to his fan. And this was not the first time James has been accused of this. Fans estimate that it's his third time getting exposed for this kind of inappropriate conduct. James ended up addressing the backlash on his Twitter. However, people in the replies did not accept the explanation. Even though more accusers have come out against James, he hasn't addressed the backlash further. However, most of the comments on his post are asking him to address it another time and pledge to actually change his behavior. Currently, James is avoiding the backlash, hoping it will just go away, but it doesn't seem like his fans will let this one slide. In at number 8, Durte Dom. Durte Dom is not only cancelled, but there's a high chance that he could face jail time with what's come out about him. Multiple women have come forward with their stories of being harassed by Dom, with the focal point of the recent Insider article being how Dom forced himself on a girl named Hannah while she was intoxicated. Dom's career was starting to fall off ever since he stopped appearing in the vlogs regularly, and with these more recent allegations, I would be shocked if he ever comes back to YouTube. In at number 7, Jason Nash. Jason Nash is David Dobrik's right-hand man, and he appears in practically all of his content, from vlogs to their shared podcast. And that means that Jason has been a part of almost all of the controversial events that have taken place with David and the squad. The most controversial stunt that Jason has been a part of is the SA prank on Seth Francois. This prank is what really started the downfall of the entire crew. And if you need a quick refresher, basically David told Seth that he was going to be making out with Corinna Kopp, but Corinna needed to be in a face mask for some reason. Then after they had made out for an uncomfortably long amount of time, it was revealed that the person that Seth was kissing wasn't actually Corinna, but rather Jason. Many have called him out for partaking in the disgusting stunt, and it seems like he's going to be cancelled right along with David. In at number 6, Ryland Adams. Ryland Adams is engaged to disgraced YouTube star Shane Dawson, who was cancelled in 2020. And although Ryland got backlash because of Shane's scandals, he wasn't in a scandal of his own until 2021. This all started when Jeffree's hairstylist, Hair by Jay, said nasty things about Trisha on his live. As a result, Trisha lashed out, trashing Jeffree and Shane for associating with Jay. But since both of them were offline at that time, Ryland decided to respond on his podcast, The Sip, which was a terrible idea, because Trisha then lashed out at just Ryland, exposing all the reasons she thinks Ryland is a bad person. And it worked, with all of Trisha's fans flooding his podcast and video comments to express their anger over the feud. And it's so bad that months later, Ryland admitted that he still gets negative comments on his content. Halfway at number 5, Gabbie DiMartino. YouTuber Gabbie DiMartino was cancelled after it was exposed that she sold inappropriate photos on OnlyFans, which was essentially selling illegal content to people that expected it to be sexual in nature because of the nature of OnlyFans. And because of a leaked DM conversation, we know it was intended to be this way, with her saying in the conversation, quote, "won't put my on." The backlash for this one was swift, and she ended up addressing it all on her channel in a short video. After the scandal, she rebranded, but quickly changed back to her old, fancy aesthetic, with people wondering if the rebrand was only to take people's attention off of the scandal. In at number 4, the Dolan Twins. So this one's a little different, because the twins chose to end their own YouTube careers by deciding to officially stop posting on their channel. They posted the announcement on their podcast, saying that they wanted to try other endeavors and are burnt out from producing YouTube content. They thanked their fans for supporting them and asked them to stick around to see what they do next. Since their announcement, they have posted sporadically on their Instagram accounts, so I guess we'll have to wait and see if they make a real return. But based on the comments, It seems their fans would love to have him back. In at number 3, Nikita Dragun. Over 2020 and into 2021, Nikita Dragun has made a lot of questionable decisions, and it seems like the internet has entirely turned on her. She's been called out many times for partying during as well as rarely wearing a mask when out in public. And if she was wearing a mask, it usually wasn't worn correctly. She also got called out for still supporting the Lopez brothers after their multiple scandals. There were also allegations coming out against Nikita that she was pursuing young men. When photos came out that she commented on her then boyfriend's photo, asking if he was 18 yet, which is a little creepy. In at number 2, Shane Dawson. So obviously Shane Dawson was on tons of these lists in 2020, when he was originally cancelled. But it seems that his cancellation might last into 2021. Shane has been hinting that he'll be coming back to YouTube soon, but the reaction to this has been mixed. He recently posted to his community tab, telling fans he'd be coming back soon, and he's excited to make content again. But most of the top comments are just people telling him to not come back, and saying that he isn't forgiven yet. Shane was also publicly dropped by one of his longest friends, Trisha Paytas, in 2021. So there's definitely going to be a lot of backlash when he does decide to come back. And finally at number 1, Cole Kerrigan. Cole Kerrigan is a YouTuber who's known for being in drama. His biggest scandal was in 2019, when he accused the Ace family's Austin McBroom of forcing himself on one of Cole's friends. But he's been in even more drama in 2021. He publicly stated that he hooked up with Kanye West while Kanye was married to Kim Kardashian, and he even received a lawsuit from Kanye's bodyguard after making these statements online. We haven't really heard much on it since, so many people think that he was just lying. He also recently accused Tana Mongeau of hacking and deleting multiple of his social media accounts. So it seems that he's even made enemies out of his former friends.
Coming in at 9, Gabriel Zamora. Remember the feud between James Charles and Tati Westbrook? Well, it had more twists and turns than we initially thought before it was finally smoothed over. Often referred to as Dramageddon in the YouTube beauty world, it all kicked off when Gabriel Zamora posted a picture of himself and some other makeup bloggers giving the middle finger shortly after the release of Shane Dawson's Jeffree Star documentary series. According to BuzzFeed, he captioned the picture, "Bitter because without him we're doing better." Zamora then followed it up by tweeting, "Imagine standing a racist, I could never." It of course didn't take long for people to figure out he was talking about Jeffree Star, who had previously apologized for a number of offensive tweets from his past. But surprisingly, the move backfired for Zamora, who was discovered to have used racial slurs on Twitter as well, with Star stating, I quote, "Imagine trying to bully me but you actually end your career instead." Savage. But coming in at 8, Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is perhaps the king of controversy, with drama seemingly following him wherever he goes. Over the years, he has been known for several things, making racist comments, makeup, and drama. He also infamously had feuds with beauty moguls like Kim Kardashian and Kat Von D. However, the biggest one came when he disrespected Kylie Cosmetics, Kylie Jenner's massive brand. He called out Jenner, telling the media that her brand used animal hair to make their makeup brushes. This of course led to him incurring the wrath of the entire Kardashian clan. Additionally, his fame did begin to go downhill. That was until Shane Dawson came along and pulled him out of the gutter. I still love him. Coming in at 7, Nicole Arbour. There is nothing quite as disgusting as fat shamers, and as we all know, fat shaming on YouTube can lead to the end of your entire career. Nicole did a video titled Dear Fat People that was meant to be a witty way to convince fat people to lose weight. However, the video was absolutely disgusting. It presented Nicole as a fat-phobic person and resulted in her losing her choreography deal with Pat Mills, who at the time was going to hire her to work in his forthcoming flick, Don't Talk to Irene. None of us have heard of it. Mills was reportedly so disgusted by the video he never wished to see Nicole's face again, and neither do I. Coming in at 5, Ray William Johnson. Way back in the day, during the early days of YouTube, we were all fond of Equals3. The host of the channel was Ray William Johnson, who would make hilarious videos filled to the brim with wit and sarcasm. I also thought he was the hottest person I'd ever seen. Boy, was I wrong. He was such a success he garnered 9.8 million subscribers. However, he took a quick fall from grace during the height of his success. There were rumors that he stole content and jokes, and then he seemingly just disappeared. Turns out Ray William Johnson just got bored of the platform and in turn hired another funny YouTuber to take over for him. However, fans weren't too pleased, and many are quick to forget the OG Equals3. Coming in at 4, Tana Mongeau. According to The Verge, people compared 2018's TanaCon to the failed music festival Fyre Fest, with both events going disastrously wrong for the organizers. The star was upset at the treatment she received from VidCon, so the creator decided to stage her own convention right next door to the event. However, it was poorly organized, with thousands of fans waiting outside in the blazing heat and quickly becoming dehydrated. Ultimately, TanaCon was cancelled, and for a brief period of time it looked like Tana was cancelled too, with the event destroying her reputation. However, thanks to Shane Dawson's documentary on the star, fans began to sympathize and slowly wormed their her way back. Things were looking good once again until 2019 when she married Jake Paul. What many assumed was a PR stunt, and we were right. Because at the time of this recording, the two just separated from each other. Sad times, love is dead. Coming in at 3, Jamie Zhu. Jamie Zhu is an Australian influencer who has just about destroyed his career, and we aren't even a full 2 months into the new year yet. In a video titled How to Fly Business Class for Free, we saw the 26-year-old at the airport where he explained he had a very long international flight ahead of him. So he was going to attempt to nab a free upgrade. Rather than simply ask, he concocted a weird plan to fool flight attendants into upgrading him. In the video, he found a shop selling a moon boot, essentially the thing you wear when you have a broken foot. He then boarded the plane with the boot on and claimed he couldn't fit his foot into the seats in economy class. So he asked a flight attendant if he could change seats, and the next shot we see is Zhu grinning away in business class. Now some have accused Jamie of taking advantage of the staff, while others have labeled him a dirtbag, a cheapskate, disrespectful, dishonest, and a scammer. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. As someone who has broken their foot, that sucks.